lost you to the summer wind. The autumn wind and the winter winds. Here comes time. Come and gone.
Thanks first. Hi, everybody. So here's the big question. How was dinner? I had the chicken.
It was good, right?
Isn't it good? And we have to say, it is a beautiful room and good-looking people.
Yeah. Good people that we know have a lot of money to donate tonight.
But we're going to get to the money
later.
later.
That later, yes.
So we hope you all enjoyed your dinner. And before we start the main program, the silent auction will be closing in 5 minutes. So please place your final bids now, and winners will receive a text from Handbid, and payment will be handled through the app. Auction items will be ready for pickup after the program in the cocktail, you don't say this word often, foyer.
But without further ado, I would like to introduce Present Now's Executive Director. I like to call her Large Marge in Charge. She's not large and she's not Marge, but she is always
in charge,
and that's Lillian Miller. Lillian, please come.
Let's hear it for Lillian Miller. We all love you.
Wow, what a beautiful room. I'm having so much fun at this event. Are you having fun? Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lawrence. You are just amazing. I love your energy, and thank you for co-hosting again. You did it last year when we had our virtual event, and we love you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here with us for this momentous celebration, whether you're here in person or watching us from home. I am honored to begin this evening's program, which will highlight Present Now's accomplishments, our inspirational honorees, our volunteers of the year, and much, much more. My hope is that you leave here tonight with a better understanding of Present Now's mission, our impact, and how domestic violence affects millions of people every single day. Lisa and Lawrence, we're so happy to have you. I want to say it again, they're so much fun. I would like to recognize now all of our event sponsors, corporate and strategic partners who made this evening possible. In particular, I would like to highlight the Mattel Children's Foundation. Thank you, Nancy and her team, for being here tonight with us. Mattel has been an incredible partner for Present Now. Also, I would like to acknowledge Michelle LMA and everyone working behind the scenes to bring this wonderful evening to life. Of course, a huge heartfelt thanks to our 200 in-office volunteers, many of whom are here, who help personalize each present box that we deliver. We would not be able to fulfill our mission without you. Thank you. My deepest gratitude goes to Present Now's Board of Directors for their steadfast support of our organization, and of course, Mackenzie Mason, our program and volunteer manager, for all of her wonderful contributions. Thank you, Mackenzie. And now I'd like to say a few words about Eric and Melanie, two women that inspire me. Yes. They inspire me every day. I love them. I have been working with them now for 2.5 years as ED, and they know how to laugh. They know how to, just not take themselves too seriously, and they're definitely very passionate about what they're doing here. And obviously, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So thank you. Now, as executive director of Present Now, I am often asked the question, why do your presence make a difference? And our presence matter because children who have witnessed domestic violence, they need to be grounded in nurturing positive relationships with the non-violent parent. In fact, when a mother gives one of our gifts to her child, she will experience a sense of empowerment and happiness. Our personalized presence create moments of mutual joy and recovery for families who are starting over. Despite the pandemic, our work has carried on, and present now, if anything, the pandemic created more urgency and direction for us. And in 2020, we created a 5-year strategic plan and successfully launched the national expansion of the Presence program. In 2021, we started a local education program for teens called Presence of Joy. In our first year, Presence of Joy has impacted 52 teens, boys and girls who have received training on domestic violence and teen dating violence. We at Present now know that the only way to eradicate domestic violence is to talk about it with our youth. And we're very proud of our inaugural Presence of Joy cohort. The Presence of Joy program serves currently 8 local shelters, including Alexandra House, who's here with us tonight. All of our teen volunteers tonight are here in service, and we really appreciate your help with this event. Thank you so much for everything that you have done. And you can move up for me, please. Thank you. Now, this is a very special moment. Every year at our annual event, we present the Artemis Award, which seeks to recognize extraordinary women whose stories and lives' work inspire us to be advocates for the victims and survivors, especially for the children. It is my great pleasure and honor to introduce the evening's recipient of the 2022 Artemis Award, Leslie Morgan Steiner, who's also, yes. Leslie is also sharing her incredible story as tonight's keynote speaker. We could not think of anyone more deserving than Leslie to receive this recognition. She has dedicated her career to speak up about domestic abuse and break the silence about domestic violence. Through her books and TED Talks, she has inspired tens of thousands to support victims and survivors. She's a New York Times best-selling author, columnist for the Washington Post, speaker, successful executive, and domestic violence survivor. Having a little emotional moment. It is my honor to present the 2022 Artemis Award to Leslie Morgan Steiner. Please join me in welcoming Leslie to the stage to accept her award and deliver the keynote presentation. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank Erica Fisher and Melanie Newman and Lillian Miller for this wonderful award and this wonderful night and this wonderful organization. What Present Now really does is it tells kids at the worst moment of their lives that they are very loved. And that's one of the many ways that we break the cycle of domestic violence, is to do that. But most of all, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, because this isn't an easy subject. And it's incredibly important that you're learning about abuse and talking about it, because that's how we break the cycle of violence, is by knowing enough about it so that when we come across somebody who has been abused, we believe them and we know how to help them. And so bravo to all of you. I would say that the biggest misconception about abuse is that it's never going to happen to you. It's not going to happen to your mother, your sister, your boss, one of your employees, your daughter, your son. But I'm here to tell you that abuse happens in every community, every income level, every education level, every religion, every school, every neighborhood. I promise you, there are people in this room tonight, a lot of people, who were abused as children, who are being abused right now, or who are abusers themselves right now. It's that common. It's everywhere. The reason I'm here tonight is that when I was 22, I had just graduated from Harvard College, moved to New York City for the best job on the planet, which was that I was a writer and editor at 17 magazine. And one night, I met a wonderful guy on the subway. He too had just graduated from an Ivy League school. He worked at a big investment bank. And he was smart and funny and handsome. And we started dating. Every single abuse victim will tell you that abuse starts as a fairy tale. But the problem is it doesn't come with a sign warning you that it's a fairy tale. It just feels like a fairy tale. And Connor made me feel like the most special person on earth. He told me all the time that I was the prettiest girl he'd ever dated. He loved that I'd gone to Harvard. He understood that I was at 17 magazine to help teenage girls navigate one of the most difficult times in any woman's life. And I felt like he saw me in a way that no one ever had before. And I felt like I was so incredibly lucky to have met my soulmate at age 23. The second stage of abuse is always isolation. And Connor convinced me to leave New York and that job I loved and move to a tiny town in New England where I knew no one. And the way that he did this, he didn't come to me one day and say, you know, my master plan is that in 2 years I'm going to be holding guns to your head. But I need to get you out of this city where you know so many people so that I can do it, more easily. He came to me and he told me a secret that he had kept for a long time, which is that he had been terribly, terribly physically abused as a child. Just like the children that Present Now helps. And it wasn't that he had been spanked. His stepfather had broken his arm, broken his nose, broken his collarbone, broken his ribs, starved him, and beaten his mother in front of him, which is one of the worst things you can do to any child. And Connor wanted to get out of New York City, away from the family that had done this to him. And he said that the reason he felt strong enough to leave was because of me, because I had shown him what true love was all about. So we left New York and we moved to this tiny town where I didn't have my own income, I didn't have my own car, and no one could help me. And I thought that I was in love and that I was starting the next chapter of my life with my soulmate, but I was really walking headfirst into a carefully laid trap, a physical, financial, geographic, psychological trap disguised as love. And that's why the book that I eventually wrote about this is called Crazy Love. And Connor first hit me 5 days before our wedding. He had never even raised his voice to me before then. And he actually didn't hit me. He strangled me. And he used the chokehold to hit my head up against the wall. I knew he would never do it again. I knew it was just pre-wedding jitters. Because isn't that what everybody tells you? That men get cold feet right before they get married? And I knew I could take it because I was so strong and smart and independent. And I just knew he was never going to do it again because I was his dream girl, right? And he loved me so much. He wouldn't risk losing me. So 5 days later, I put on my mother's wedding dress and I stood up in Harvard's Memorial Church and I married him. And he beat me twice more on the honeymoon. And my life very quickly went from a fairy tale to a complete nightmare. And nothing in my life had prepared me for this. I didn't tell anyone. Of course I didn't tell anyone. Because I knew exactly what you all would do. You'd get him in trouble. Because what he was doing was wrong. And I wanted the violence to end, but I didn't want the relationship to end because I loved him. And I was going to be the one woman who never abandoned him and kept on showing him what true love was all about. When he got mad, which was a lot, he threw food. He pushed me down the stairs of our house. He poured coffee grinds on my head as I was getting ready for a job interview. He pulled the keys out of the car ignition as I was driving down the highway. But things got a lot worse when he got 3 guns, and they were legal in the state where we lived. His company had an employee gun range, and he said that he got those guns to protect me, but that's not why he had those guns. And after he got the first gun, every single argument ended in the same way, which was with me on the ground and him pulling back my hair and pressing the gun against my temple and threatening to pull the trigger. I didn't tell my mom or my dad. I didn't tell the retired sheriff who lived 2 houses away. And I tried to leave many, many times, and I in fact left many times. It takes the average victim 7 attempts at leaving before we can really leave. And that was my story. I was able to leave for 2 incredible reasons. One was that I had 2 very brave friends who confronted me really gently, really quietly and lovingly, and said, something's wrong. And we really care about you, and we need to know that you're safe. And that really broke my denial. And even though I didn't leave for a couple of years after that, I was never alone after that because I knew they were there with me. The other thing that happened is that Connor decided we needed to go to Wharton Business School. And so I did, and overnight, I had a whole community. He broke the isolation. I had classmates and professors and a university health system, and I had a whole network of people who could help me when I asked for help. And the day came that I did need help. People often ask what was the tipping point? And the tipping point was a terrible night where he locked me in our bedroom, just a few blocks from Penn's campus, and he strangled me and beat me all night long. And I was unconscious for most of it because I kept passing out from the strangulation. And fortunately, an anonymous neighbor intervened. I'll never forget hearing him pound on the door. This is what he said. He said, "Stop it, stop it. Don't you know that if you don't stop it, you're going to kill her?" And somehow Connor stopped. And I asked him to leave. And as soon as he left, I did the one thing that I had never done which is I broke the silence by picking up the phone and calling the police. And the police were incredible. They see domestic violence all the time, and they told me what to expect. And they told me he would kill me if I stayed. And so I began this very long journey of rebuilding my life and my self-esteem and my faith in humanity and my faith in myself. And I had so many people help me. That night, after I got back from City Hall, where I got a temporary restraining order, I spent the whole night calling my friends and family and telling them, breaking the silence again, and telling them that I'd been lying to them for years and what had actually been going on. And my friends and family were incredible. One of them is here tonight, my best friend from business school, Bradford Richardson, who, when I called him, he offered to drive 200 miles to take care of me. I had a locksmith who I called, and he said, look, it's really busy. It's Christmas time. I can be there in 5 days. And I said, I just left a man who was physically abusing me. And he said, I'll be there in 20 minutes. I had an advocate in court who, I don't know where she came from, but she helped me get a permanent restraining order. I had a brilliant lawyer who told me we were going to give Connor a lump sum payment so that he would think that he'd really won and he'd never bother me again. And I wanted to kill that lawyer. But we did what he prescribed, and it worked, because I've been free for decades now. And I got my MBA. I took the job offer that was the farthest away so that Connor would have a really hard time finding me. I eventually remarried. I had 3 beautiful kids. And to explain this whole thing to myself, I wrote a book called Crazy Love, and I did a TED Talk. And I started doing this, talking to people and trying to tell people my story. And I do it because I can, because I didn't have children with him. And I want people to understand what it is like to love somebody and to realize that they're going to kill you if you stay. And we all need so much help to leave. Despite my education and my resources, I couldn't have left without so many friends and strangers. And the biggest thing that people did that helped me was those little things that they did that made me feel that I wasn't alone and that my community had my back. And that's what Present Now does. It makes families feel like there's this whole community of strangers who loves them and is saying, this was wrong that it happened to you, we love you, and you're going to be okay. And I was never able to thank most of the people who helped me, the police officers, the advocate, everyone. So on behalf of those times that I couldn't thank people, I want to thank everybody at Present Now for what you do, and everybody in this room for being here and supporting this amazing organization, and in your own way, breaking the silence. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I don't know about you, but I found myself not breathing a lot during Leslie's talk. What an unbelievable story. Thank you so much for sharing not only your story with us, but your life work, and in a way that we can all learn and have greater compassion. Next, I would like to introduce the 2 women who have actually changed my life, Present Now's co-founders. These are women who reached out to me about 5 years ago, and they said, Lisa, we want to tell you about this organization that we've started. And because of that, I was able to start volunteering. My children started volunteering, and it's just been an instrumental tool for my kids and myself on ways to be able to give back. And I was actually able to profile them for NBC. So on Tuesday, you'll be able to see the story I did on the beautiful Erica Fisher and Melanie Newman, our founders. the women that we're all here for tonight.
Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Melanie Newman, and next to me is my co-founder of Present Now, Erica Fisher. First, I just want to say, Leslie, thank you for sharing your story with us tonight. It's been years of wanting to meet you in person, and I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you. Thank you for reminding us that domestic violence transcends race, gender, and education. Everyone here this evening is going to receive a copy of Leslie's book, Crazy Love, so that you can learn more about her story of overcoming trauma. At Present Now, our primary focus is to support sheltered children, but a big part of our program model is to empower women who, like Leslie, are domestic violence survivors. We help these brave women connect to their children and provide them gifts on their birthdays and special social occasions, and on Back to School Day and on Valentine's Day.
This Presence program, created in 2012, is the heartbeat of Present Now. For those that don't know, a little history is necessary. In 2012, I had the gift of befriending Melanie at our children's preschool. As our friendship widened, we connected on a mutual desire to create an organization that would help young children overcome trauma and abuse. Both having a background in social services and fundraising, we threw ourselves into the nonprofit world. And through hard work and determination, Present Now was born. On this 10-year anniversary, Present Now has raised over $3 million. We have delivered over 11,000 presents. And we have impacted more than 7,000 children and counting. Back in 2012, we quickly realized that in order to sustain our vision, fundraising was going to be an integral part of our work. In 2015, we started the Women's Weekend to raise funds and awareness. Our Women's Weekends traveled across Southern California for 6 years. We raised money supporting our Presence program and created a space for all women to come together, connect, deepen friendships, and give back. Thank you so much to all the women in the room tonight who traveled on that journey with us. Tonight, we decided to let the men come in. Welcome. This is our first all-inclusive Los Angeles Present Now fundraiser. We're thrilled and, more importantly, excited and deeply looking forward to having men join this conversation with us.
As with all endeavors, Present Now wouldn't be possible without the help of many, many individuals. Thank you to our Present Now Board of Directors. We value each former and current member of our board and benefit from your leadership, dedication, and compassion. Thank you for making the lives of the children we serve matter and for committing yourselves to joining the domestic violence conversation. We're lucky to have you. Thank you to our incredible events committee this year, Josh, Julie, Sarah, Cheryl. Thank you. Our silent auction is stunning and this room is filled because of all of your hard work. And also thank you so much to Vicente and Begonia Cicernos and the entire Il Silencio team for being our alcohol sponsor. That was so much fun. And to Mattel Children's Foundation for your presence and support this evening with our Mattel Lounge. We would also like to thank our newly formed advisory committee. Your expertise and generosity are supporting our ability to impact the children that we serve. Lastly, we'd like to say thank you to our executive director, Lillian Miller. For the past 2.5 years, Lillian has led Present Now's expansion efforts to where we are today. Thank you. We are proud to say that in 10 years, we were able to form trusted partnerships with 62 shelter locations across 11 states. When you look around the room, every table this evening represents a part of the country that Present Now impacts. Colorado, Nevada, Texas, Alaska, California, New York, Arizona, Georgia, Missouri, New Hampshire, and Oregon. Every single one of these states has children living in the shelters that are in need and that benefit from the Present Now Presence program. Is there a state that you're connected to that you want to help? As we move through the rest of the evening, we'll give you an opportunity to make a direct impact on a child living in one of these places. But before we get there, we have a few more awards to give out. Erica?
I have the honor tonight of awarding the Founder Circle. The Founder Circle Award recognizes an individual who encapsulates our profound legacy for a collective vision of a world free of violence, where children can grow up in safe and loving families. We are delighted and honored to present the 2022 Founder Circle Award to Michelle Tan, Executive Director of Alexandria House. Michelle, she's gonna come up here. Michelle oversees a highly successful transitional residence program providing women with housing, counseling, employment, childcare, advocacy, and educational opportunities to help them transition from homelessness to permanent housing. Our partnership with Alexandria House began in 2015 when Melanie and I met the founder of Alexandria House, Sister Judy Vaughn. It is so special, Judy, to have you here with us tonight and so wonderful to see you. Michelle, thank you for giving continuity to our partnership. We appreciate the care and attention you have given to our Presence program and relationship. We also wanted to thank you for always being available to participate in Present Now surveys and for all of the insights you so enthusiastically share with us when the Presence of Joy program was just but an idea. We're proud to present the 2022 Founder Circle Award to Michelle Tan. Please join me in congratulating her.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here and to be presented with the Founders Award. Thank you, Melanie, Erica, Lillian, and Mackenzie. And to you, the supporters that keep organizations like Present Now and Alexandria House alive. My name is Michelle, and I am here presenting Alexandria House. Alexandria House is a transitional residence serving families who are experiencing homelessness. Part of Alexandria House's mission is to ensure that every family that walks through our doors feels as if they are in a home between homes. So what does the word home mean? The simplest definition is a place where one lives. But a home is so much more. A home can be a sanctuary, a safe place, an oasis, It can include being part of a family. A home is where one is comfortable to present their true self. When I interviewed for the executive director position, it took about 2 months before I was hired. I had to meet with the board of directors, the leadership team, staff, and past residents of Alexandria House. When I walked into the room to meet the past residents, an overwhelming feeling of warmth came over me. And I said to myself, I'm home. I want to take a moment and read 2 lines from a poem that was written by a past resident. Alexandria House is more than a house because we are family. Alexandria House is more than a house. It is home. But I wouldn't be up here today if it wasn't for the vision of a very special person, and that person is Judy Vaughn, the founding director. Yeah. 25 years ago, she wanted to create a place for women and children where they felt safe, where their true presence could be imagined, to be a part of a family and a community. So this Founders Circle Award not only belongs to me, but it also belongs to Judy. So Judy, please come up here.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Don't you love it? I think women know how to do things because as a founder, as a Leo, as someone who lived and worked there for 25 years, people said, no, you can't do founder and executive directors. And being here with you all tonight, being here with you, Lillian, you proved it differently. And it's my great honor to stand on this stage with Michelle Kahn to receive this award. Michelle said it eloquently, but I know from having lived and worked there for 25 years and having partnered with Present Now since 2015, I've had the privilege of watching kids grow up and come back. And everything that has been said tonight is really accurate. Kids will talk about little things that we would not be able to provide without a group like yourselves. And I hear about those boxes with the purple ribbons more times than I can ever tell you. It's one of the main memories, and it's everything that's been shared tonight. So it's a privilege, and thank you. Thank you for sharing it, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the night. Yeah.
We have one more award this evening to give out. The Volunteer of the Year Award recognizes outstanding volunteers whose consistent and unwavering service to Present Now has made a significant difference and mirrors our commitment to supporting children in domestic violence shelters. Present Now would like to acknowledge our Volunteers of the Year, Maddie Milken and Danny Mellon. I have known both of you since before kindergarten. And now you're both sophomores in high school, and you've been involved with Present Now since elementary school. These two ladies have been volunteering in our office every single week for 2 years. We are thrilled. Yes. We are thrilled to have you a part of our community and also a part of our inaugural Presence of Joy cohort. Thank you both so very much for your loyalty, your spirit, and your giving to Present Now. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie and Present Now, for this honor. We are thrilled to have been part of Present Now's Presence program for so many years, and we look forward to continuing to volunteer with Present Now.
I want to add that it has brought us joy to volunteer with Present Now. We've seen some really cool items be gifted, and to know that we are a part of giving joy and love is very fulfilling. Thank you, Present Now, and all supporters and sponsors.
Isn't it wonderful to see it's wonderful to see people of all ages and backgrounds gracing the stage tonight. And it is a true testament that anyone can become involved in advocacy against domestic violence. Next, I'd like to introduce Present Now board member Wani Park to the stage, because now she is going to share her heart.
Hello. I am happy and honored to speak on behalf of the Present Now Board of Directors and entire team and recognize my dear friends, Erica Fisher and Melanie Newman, for their extraordinary benevolence. It has been an absolute joy for me to serve on this board. I've been on this journey with Erica and Melanie from the very beginning and still clearly remember the day that we were all sitting in Erica's dining room with a small group of girlfriends to talk about a new idea they had for fundraising. Well, that new idea was the Women's Weekend, which quickly became a cherished tradition for us and gave us the opportunity to enjoy a sense of community while being of service to the families and all the children living in the domestic violence shelters. I've also been given the wonderful opportunity to teach my children the meaning of service and community through the volunteer opportunities at Present Now. Erica and Melanie, I'm so proud of you both. I have truly enjoyed watching you grow and thrive as founders over the last decade. Thank you for your leadership, philanthropy, and commitment to helping children in need. I love you both.
Were you guys surprised? That was supposed to be a surprise. So, yeah, right? So exciting. Now we're going to take a look at a family who has been directly impacted by Present Now's gift boxes, and this is a family at Alexandria House.
Wow.
The chills, right?
I am so moved to see the impact of the presence on a real family. And I'm honored to share that we are joined by Emma Baker tonight. Emma, will you please join me on stage, join us on stage, so we can recognize your incredible bravery and determination. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Emma. Come on up, Emma. I'm coming in. Let's hear it for Emma. This is for you. Okay, that is awesome. That is amazing. So guess what we get to do right now? We get to continue to impact more families in 2022 and support Present Now's mission and growth. Present Now has set a fundraising goal of $90,000 for this evening.
Oh, don't you think we can make it 100?
Well,
I mean,
you know what? Hold on.
come
Just so you know, offstage, Lisa and I have been clocking some of the outfits. There's some cash in this room.
Ah, come on.
People brought out their designer duds, and we know that there's money in this room. I can feel it. I put on velvet for all of it, all right? So let's help them reach their goal. And if you feel inclined to donate, please give via handbid. There are donation cards on each table with a QR code that will give you direct access to giving.
And if anyone needs help or would like to give via check, just raise your hand and a volunteer will come over and assist you. So we want to go ahead and watch. Let's watch us reach our fundraising goal of 90 or higher this evening. And we have the thermometer, okay? This is the giant thermometer.
Take a look.
This is going to do it. So we're at 8%.
8%.
Right? Yeah.
That's low. But I feel it, Lisa. You know what this room feels like? It feels rich.
It feels like money, this room. Right there.
It feels extra. I can smell it. Do you smell it?
Yep.
That's money. So, to start us off, I'm going big. I'm going to go big, Lisa. Will anyone commit to donating $15,000 to support 50 kids? That's $15,000. Okay, we see a hand right there. $15,000 for 50 children. And that, to me, is that Evan? Is that Evan Fisher?
Thank
Yes.
you, Evan.
That's Evan Fisher, 15K.
That is a good
We've got
husband.
15K. It's like
That
an
is
auction.
A good man.
Got 15K, 15K, 15K right there. I feel more happening. 15K right there. You call
there
it,
you
Lisa.
go. Mr. Michael Newman, thank you so much.
Mr. Michael Newman, 15K.
Thank you, 15K.
You raise your hand, it drops in, and we feel it.
Because you knew that you could not go home with him given. So
Okay, so hold on.
That
I'm going to
would've
close
been-
my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to guess the name. Close my eyes. I feel it. Somebody right now that's donating 50K, raise their hand. Is their hand raised? Is a hand raised? Yes?
Yes.
Do we see a hand? Okay, I can't see anybody because my eyes are being blinded by the light, but I'm going to guess. I do have powers. It's the power of velvet. Josh Green. Yes. Yes! What? How did that happen? Wow, we are crushing it tonight. Thank you, Josh. Now, so here's the question. We have 3 15Ks so far, but we have another one over here. 15K!
Right.
Nice! Hold on. This is stretch velvet. Hold on.
God
I'm going
bless
down.
you.
Hold on. I want to ask. It didn't drop in. What is your name, sir?
Marshall and Helene Abrams were Erica's parents.
Erica's parents.
Marcia and Helene Abrams. That is nice.
You know what?
Thank you, Mom and Dad. How nice is that?
The tequila tasting paid off, I think, beforehand. So thank you so much for that.
Okay,
We
that's 4.
appreciate
You know what? Let's go for 5.
That's
Who
amazing.
else has 15K for 50 kids? 15K. Do it. Do it. I'll start calling out names. Do it. Okay, well, Lisa.
Okay, well, let's go to the next. So
Okay.
$9,000. $9,000.
30 children.
Will help 30 kids. That gets these 30 kids 3 boxes a year. 30 kids can be helped. So $9,000.
Birthday box?
A birthday box that gives
Valentine's Day
you the
box?
Valentine's, and it gives you, yes, right there. Lovely. $9,000. Thank you so
Who raised
much.
their hand? Oh, your name is. Okay, we have a couple hands up right here.
9,000 right here.
That's great. That's 2 9,000s. I want to get
Thank
names.
you
Let's
so
get
much.
names.
Thank you.
All right. Enthusiasm. That's 2 9,000s. Who else for another 9,000? Come on, let's do it. It's a 9,000 over
9,000.
there. We have a 9,000 over here.
30 kids.
And is your name
can
Brooke
help.
Levy?
Are you Brooke?
Yes.
Brooke,
Hi,
thank
Brooke.
you.
Love the dress. Great shoes. Anything with fringe. I've been spotting it.
He clocked you the minute you walked in.
And
Okay.
you, sir, very nice jacket. Okay. Another 9K.
30 kids being helped 3 boxes a year. That's their birthday. That's Valentine's Day. And that is being able to go back to
Back to school.
These boxes are amazing. If my kids love to put them together because they're getting the cake mixes so their moms can make them the cake for maybe the first time they've had a birthday cake with candles, a gift card to a restaurant. It gives them clothing, it gives them toys to play with, and most importantly, in my daughter's mind, it gives them books for their own minds. So again, $9,000, that will help.
And also sweet, fresh, beautiful memories, like memories that they're going to hold on to. And when it comes to donations, once again, for those of you that want to make a donation in private,
I
yes,
just have to stop.
do it.
We're at 85%.
Okay, 85%. You can stop me anytime. That's 85%. Do you feel it? We're getting close.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting close. Don't forget to use HandBid and make a donation because every single donation counts.
Again, these are gifts for kids that have never had a birthday party.
Or Valentine's Day.
Or Valentine's Day. These get them the supplies they need to go back to school because many of these kids are having to go to school in a brand new neighborhood and they don't have the things that make them comfortable in a home, let alone going into a school full of kids where they've never met before. So again, it gets them to school, it gets them on Valentine's Day and their birthday. So we now have $3,000. And here's what $3,000 will do. That will give 10 kids these boxes 3 times a year.
And you know what? We're close. I feel it. This is the night we're gonna hit the goal. So 3,000 for 10 children. Who's
Right
got
there.
3K? Come on.
Right there.
3,000. Who's raised their hand? Do it. We have 3,000 over there. We have 3,000 right over there. Excellent. Thank you very
so
much. We're getting there. 3,000. We have
Right
3,000
here.
right here in front. Thank you so much, ma'am. That is lovely. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We are getting close. I'm feeling it, Lisa. Give me another 3,000. I can feel it. Another 3,000. And there's a 3,000 over there.
All right. Yes. Yes.
That is excellent. Kathy, hubby did well. That's fantastic. Thanks, hubby. Perfect. Best table mate. Okay. Another 3,000.
I'm
We're
just
gonna push it
thinking
over the top.
of all
3,000.
these husbands that are getting lucky tonight.
We are so I know. Let's go.
Right?
Let's go push it though. Let's close our eyes. 3,000. One more 3,000. One more 3,000. One more 3,000. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. Do it. All right.
Do we have anyone? Okay.
Anybody else? All right.
Down to our next level. This is an amazing level as well. $1,500 will help 5 kids. So $1,500 for 5 kids.
1,500 for 5 kids. Who's got 1,500? I've seen Prada shoes in here. I even saw Saint Laurent, not Yves Saint Laurent. Don't know why they took the Y off, but I've seen Saint Laurent in here. We've got 15K. Excellent.
All right, thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Did you raise your hand too in the back, sir? Yes, that's another 15K.
Another 15.
1,500, 1,500. This side is doing well. I'm coming over here.
Over here. Oh, right here. Thank you.
Okay, we have
Right
2
here.
over there. Oh, we've got
Front table.
1,500 over here. People in this area. 1,500. 2, 1, one more. 1,500. 1,500. I know we're getting close.
Oh my goodness, you guys were so close.
I know, but
Come on.
we did it. We're over the top. Yes.
I told you we'd get 100.
We got it. But you know what? I feel like I've got the power. We need another 1,500 on this side. 1,500. You know what? I'll do it. I'll do 1,500. I'll do it. I like it because this is my group, my people over here, my side. Excellent. I'm in. Do
Okay.
it.
And there's $300. $300 will take care of one child with all the gifts they need for the year. So $300. Do we have any 300s?
Lights up. $300. Come on. I'm going to start going to the audience. Who has $300?
You do not want Lawrence
do it.
coming into the
Yeah, do
audience.
not. Okay, we need a couple of $300 for one child. We have $300 over in the corner, right over there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
People, $300 right over there.
300
Thank
right
you,
there.
sir. Excellent. Okay, we got 1-1. Come on, $300, $300. I'm feeling the power, Lisa. I don't want to leave.
We're at
I don't want to
109.
leave.
109,000.
We're getting close. $300. Anybody else? $300. $300 right there.
300.
Yes. The magic, Lisa.
Okay,
The power of blue.
$111,000.
Okay, I'll do this one now.
Okay.
For $100, y'all got $100. You got it. For $100, that's one gift. Raise your hand if you're donating $100. Right over
Yes,
there. I love
thank
you. $100.
Thank you, thank you.
Who's
thank
got
you.
$100? Just a couple $100. $100. Do it. Do it. You raise your hand right over there. I see you. Excellent.
$100.
Who wants? It's $100.
You can't even eat out for $100 these days. Just
$100.
don't go to a meal.
$100 over there. Thank
Right
you,
there.
ma'am. It's my new calling, Lisa, raising money. Who's got $100? $100. Come, it's just $100. It's that pocket square I saw earlier. $100.
Right there, right here at this table.
$100 right over there. Thank you so much. Excellent.
Thank you, thank you.
$100 right over there. $100. $100. Let's do one more $100. Let's do it. Raise your hand.
Oh, we've
$100
got
over there.
two
Yes,
over
thank
here.
you so much.
Two over here.
Excellent.
Thank you, thank you.
This is good. How far are we?
We are at
have pushed it
116.
over the top.
Okay. Ladies, you tell us when to call it. You're good? You want to keep going?
Okay,
Are
we
you
got to
good?
hold on for a second. This is a good group.
Yeah.
It's a good group.
We're just going to quickly, I want to go down. This is still going on, so you can think about if you want to give some more money. But we're going to take a closer look at the growth that we've had and this type of growth. Since 2021, more than 1,000 presents have been delivered to an additional 671 children.
In California and New York, Present Now served 11 new shelters impacting 455 more children.
In new states, Alaska, Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, Missouri, Nevada, New Hampshire, Texas, and Oregon, Present Now served 12 new small shelters, impacting a total of 213 more children.
1 in 15 children are exposed to intimate partner violence each year, and 90% of these children are eyewitness to this violence.
92% of children who received a Present Now gift felt more confident. Can you imagine?
91.4% of the mothers that Present Now serves report they would not have to be seen, they would not have been able to purchase a birthday present and cake for their child on their birthday.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and check again. We're at 139%,
It's $100 to take us to 140. Do it. Do it. It's $100. Somebody raise their hand now for $100.
Right there.
Oh,
in the
yes, the
beautiful
lovely
blue
lady
dress.
in blue.
Yes.
That's my girlfriend. I love you.
Thank you, thank you. Anyone else?
Oh, this is good.
Anyone else? 100.
I have had the best time. What a good night.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful
Thank you,
evening.
ladies, for having us.
You surpassed it. You surpassed it. Thank you to all of you.
And also, I want to thank you for being such an amazing co-host.
Aww.
I love you. Blues Clues.
Thanks.
Everyone, what a wonderful night. We loved having you this evening.
We'd love to make sure you go ahead and, go out and have a beautiful and safe evening.
Drive carefully. When you get home, if you have the need, make another donation. Donations will not end.
As you know, without you, Present Now's growth and impact simply would not be possible. So on behalf of the entire Present Now team, the board of directors, thank you for all of your contributions and your dedication to ending domestic violence.
And tonight we conclude the celebration. Please check to see if you want a silent auction item. Volunteers will be able to assist you with collecting your auction winnings in the cocktail lounge. Drive safely.
And we look forward to seeing you back here next year again in person. Thank you so much.
Everybody gets a hug. Have a great night. Thank you, everybody.
Wow.
Oh, that is us. Bye, Lisa. Bye, Lawrence.